Hello again, only a week or so since the previous upload, but I did say in that last one that I might be back here fairly swiftly because a week or so ago I was expecting the arrival of some sample copies of Lost in Room, the book that I've been working on for about, well, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years with Mark Perry, and I think it looks pretty good. If anybody bought the Grudge for Life book about Ramley, this is a similar format, similar size, well, exactly the same size really, and a similar approach as well, just a interview, long form interview, conducted over, a series of conversations with Mark Perry, and yeah, it looks good. If I've got one small complaint, it would be in that I think the photos, there's a section in the middle where perhaps the photos could be similar to the Ramley book, and I know a couple of reviewers picked up on this, that they could be sharper perhaps, but we had to work, we meaning myself and Puppy 38, my friend and designer, had to work with whatever we were supplied with, and we were supplied with these photos as they stand. So I think the quality of the scans could have been a little better, but they're okay. But that would be my only minor quibble with this. But otherwise, I think it looks really good. Just ordered a number of the softbacks, the soft covers rather, for now. So over the last couple of days, well, yesterday was a national holiday here in Poland, but over the last, between, I was in England until for a few days until Monday evening, but between Tuesday and Wednesday, I started sending copies of this book out to the people concerned. One is en route to Mark Perry himself, and another one is en route to Puppy 38. I'll get copies out to the other people that have worked on this as well over the next week or so. But once Mark Perry and Puppy 38 agree that this looks good, we'll proceed with the main run, and I'll have some surplus copies to send out to reviewers and so on and so forth. So maybe I'll even have a few copies to fulfill a few orders with. I don't know. I think it looks good. I can't see anything wrong with it. As I said, minor quibble with the quality of the photos, but we had exactly the same problem with the ones in the Ramley book, whenever that was published 3 years ago. And again, a couple of reviewers picked up on that. We can only work with what we're supplied with, and they look all right though. It looks good. It's a nice looking book. The hardback will look much better, of course, as they usually do. And there will be a little bookmarker for the direct orders for the hardback as well. And I've got lots of pre-orders to get through as well. So once I do have the books here, I will proceed with fulfilling orders, of course, with sending the books out. But I can't stipulate this enough. Please bear with me. It's only me, a one-person operation doing this. And I also have what I call real work commitments, and I've got a family, and I've got labels as well, which are well, I said at the beginning of this year that I'd like a break from the labels for 2 or 3 months, but it never happened. So, yeah, on the label, I said last week, you know, this just arrived. Also last week as well, this Kleistwahr double LP set of Down But Defiant Yet and Acceptance Is Not Respect. And again, it's a pretty lavish looking release as well. Printed, I don't know if you can see, printed inners for both LPs, printed labels, etc. So I do sometimes do these kind of more DIY looking releases, but that's not one of them. That's a bloody expensive remortgage the house job. So I don't think it's that expensive either, that release. So if anyone moans about £25 plus shipping for a double LP, they can fuck off, because as I always say, if anyone follows me on social media, especially Facebook, a lot of LPs alone, just for one LP, now cost upwards of £25 to £30, and this is a double, and it looks good. It's a quality release, quality sounding and quality looking as well, yeah, £25 plus shipping on that. I might this might piss some people off actually, but because I'm aware of high postage rates, Poland's not too bad, but nonetheless, you know, they do add quite a significant amount to any order. Because of that, and also because I need to generate funds urgently over the next month or so, I might try an experiment next month and waive postage rates, postage costs. I don't know how I'll go about this, but if I do it, it will be just for a limited period, just to try and generate some necessary funds to help with the bills that I'm facing. So there we are. But I'm only considering it at the moment. So in the meantime, you can buy that in the normal manner through the shop, link below. So, and if at any point in the future you're pissed off because I've done a deal or anything like that, that you know, was implemented shortly after you placed an order with me, just write to me, say, look, 2 weeks ago I took out this, I placed this order. I see you're now offering X or whatever for a slightly lower price. Just write to me. I'm really, really approachable with all this. Very flexible. It's always about the music. It's always about getting it out to people. And you know, I don't have any business sensibilities. So, which is, yeah, it's probably why I look at lots of unsold stock here. But yeah, just right, you know, and let me know that you're feeling a little aggrieved by the fact that I've just did a deal, or I've waived the postage fees. I will always do something to help anybody with those kind of issues if they have them. Some people don't care. So in fact, to be fair to most people that I deal with, I think most understand, especially since I started doing these uploads, most understand the kind of the shit I'm in. So most seem rather sympathetic. So to the fourth dimension and related cause. So, but anyway, yeah, that was the last release, the Kleistwahr double LP, blinding music. I've also got a Kleistwahr double CD due to arrive on Tuesday or Wednesday next week. Excuse me, I need some coffee. that's better. And that's the Don't Let Go complete Kleistwahr 1982 to 1986 double CD. So those with a deeper interest in the early Broken Flag years, the more I don't think calling it power electronics does Kleistwahr's work any justice, really, because although there's even now you could argue that some of what Gary Mundy does is imbued with this source of inspiration. Yeah, there's definitely a noise approach in there, which comes from his roots, his background in that kind of music. A lot of Kleistwahr's music, the same as Ramley, really, up to from a certain point, it goes beyond what most people perceive to be power electronics. It's one reason why I like it so much. One reason why, for me, there are only a few artists from that kind of area, including what William does with or did with Whitehouse, and then into Cut Hands as well. It's because they kind of push themselves beyond those expectations, that the usual parameters foisted upon them by those expectations as well, by their audience. I always thought they went beyond that, which is something they have in common with some of my other favorite groups as well. So you know, Kleistwahr is definitely certainly early Kleistwahr's more intense, more abrasive, but there are, you know, Gary certainly drew from other areas of music as well. The same as, you know, William and Philip and everybody else, Philip Best, you know, from Consumer Electronics, and a few others, you know. Excuse me. It's never a good idea to drink coffee or tea when I'm doing this, but yeah, and that's it really. So I'll just go back to that. If you've ordered this, and if you've been patiently waiting for maybe months and months now for your copy to arrive, we're pretty much there now. We're almost there. So just be patient for a little longer. I think you'll be pleased with this when you get this. So, but I am sending out some review copies as well. So you might see the word go round. There was an interview published by OutsideLeft, Alan Ryder of Adventures in Reality, writes for OutsideLeft magazine, online magazine, and he conducted an interview mostly with Mark Perry, but I was involved as well. I just put my penneth in. I think he did it 3 weeks ago, and it was published the week before last, I think. So maybe I'll even include a link to that below as well. So word will start going out about this book, I think. And again, if you're waiting for a copy, if you've been waiting for a long time for a copy, then wait a little longer. It's on its way soon. Nothing else to report really. I think I'll keep it there. Had quite a few things to sent to me to review, but I haven't had a chance to get to this. At the moment, I've got I don't know how you pronounce his name, Joe Colley or Coley. The guy from Crawl Unit, anyway. Colin Andrew Sheffield. This looks really interesting. Nice package, actually. So I'm looking forward to playing that. I should say that, yeah, I'm still waiting to review the Orphanage Committee. I think this is their 3rd or 4th album from EE Tapes in Belgium. Maybe I've mentioned it here before, but that's really nice. I keep going back to it, and I still haven't found the I was going to say the willpower. I haven't found the time to write anything about this yet for Adverse Effect. I've also had this Something Strange in the Mountains. this arrived yesterday, along with an MB LP reissue from, I think it's from is it from an Italian label or Spanish label? Verlag, what are they called? Verlag System. That's it. That's quite nice electronic ambient electronic music, or electronic ambient music, but contoured and with enough going on to keep it interesting. So I had that on heavy rotation yesterday when I could. I don't know what that bloody name says. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Giran. I should have checked before even mentioning it, but anyway, they're in the review pile along with a lot of other things, and this that I'm playing at the moment, Joe Coley, Crawl Unit, and I think he used to have a label called Povertech Industries, so a US musician. This is on drone from Germany, and I need to write about that as well. So really nice. It sounds like walking amongst a lot of pylons, with all the overhead cables buzzing and crackling and humming away. So yeah, so make of that what you will. But I like listening to stuff like that sometimes, so it's pretty good. I used to have loads of Crawl Unit stuff. Maybe I've still got a couple of albums as well, but I used to have loads. But a lot of it went in one of my many purges to try and raise funds, or just simply because I've got too much stuff, and I don't like having too much stuff that sounds the same either, or sounds similar, So anyway, a few things to review, but I'll probably get to Adverse Effect again in a week or two, perhaps, because at the moment my writing time is being directed towards the third Grim Humour book. I'm making progress with that at the moment, and Mark Perry also invited me to write something for the Sniffing Glue zine that will accompany the LP that I'm releasing of ATVs later this year, Direct Action. A limited amount of these LPs will arrive with another edition of Sniffing Glue, and I'm writing something for it, and I started work on that yesterday. So yeah, so that's where my writing's being directed at the moment. Not even writing much on Facebook anymore. And Twitter, Twatter. Yeah, I think those days have gone for me mostly. I don't like social media. Don't like it. I need it to post links to things like this, but and advertise, my releases and stuff. But I find most of it absolutely abhorrent. I can't stand it. Just people arguing about various things, and it's just a minefield that I'd rather not bloody traverse anymore. So, but I need it, and I keep my involvement very limited and detached, and because of that, I miss out on people's birthdays and things as well, because I just dive in and get back out again when I'm promoting something, or if I'm just writing something very briefly about a film that I've recommended or that I'm watching, or a book or whatever, or some music. I'll keep it really brief, succinct. So and that's how I should keep this as well. So thank you if you've been watching, listening to the usual rambling, and I'll be back here again soon, probably to push the Don't Let Go double CD of Kleistwahr's. In the meantime, more orders, pre-orders welcome for this, of course, and all support for this much appreciated. Got lots of copies here. And it's really good. It doesn't deserve to just sit here in boxes. Yeah, thanks a lot again, and back here soon. Bye bye.